let's get you started on Geospatial Lab 6.1. I'm starting on page 213, number 6.2, building queries in GIS by building some simple queries. So I've already added the data, I've changed the symbology to make it more distinctive, and then we can go ahead and get started with number 1. To build a query in QGIS, select the layer you want to query, in this case the cal boundaries, and we want to go to our properties menu. This is where, if you're on the Google Doc, you'll see that there's some difference between the book. Instead of going under the General tab, you're going to go under the Source tab, and the Query Builder will pop up in the bottom right. So we'll click on that Query Builder, and it asks us on page 214, number 2, for a simple query, we're going to find out how many counties have a population of more than 500,000 people. So it asks us to, in the fields, where's my mouse? In the fields section, scroll down to where we have pop 210, greater than is our operator, and then we're typing in 500,000 with no commas. Then it asks us to click OK. And click OK here, and we'll see if we turn off the structures that we filtered our data down to just the counties that have populations greater than 500,000 people. It asks us in step number 6 to open the attribute table and look at the number of filtered records at the top of our attribute table. So this is telling us the answer to question 6.1, that there are 16 counties that have greater than 500,000 people that live in those counties. And you can scroll to the right to see the county names. Not surprised by any of them. It then asks you on page 215, number 7, to return to the Query Builder and clear it and start a new query that asks us to, and when, well, I will show you, when we do clear it, all 58 counties come back. So now it asks us to create a new query in number 8 that is population less than 50,000. So pop to 2010, use a less than operator, 50. 50,000. Okay. You see it there, okay. And we can see when we open the attribute table now that we have 15 counties that have less than 50,000 people. And you can see where they're located. Okay. Now, on number 9 on page 215, simple queries are very straightforward, but often you'll need to use more than one query expression. Therefore, you'll need to build a compound query. To get started, return to the Query Builder and clear the previous query. Okay, we want to clear it. Number 10, build a query that reads pop 2010 is greater than 50,000, right? Yeah. But don't click OK just yet. This is just one part of compound query. Number 11, next click our operator and our connector. This will add a Boolean connector to your query. And last, after and, build the other half of the compound query, population 2010 is less than 100,000. So this is asking us to find how many counties in California that had a 2010 population of more than 50,000 people, but also less than 100,000 people. So we can click on OK and OK, and then we can see the counties that are left that meet that filter, that are both more than 50,000 but less than 100,000, and we can see we have 8 counties. Okay, what does it ask us to do now? On page 216, return to the Query Builder for the cal boundaries layer and clear that query, our first compound query. And now we're going to build one more compound query for the boundary layer. We'll bring together 3 statements instead of just 2. To build the first part of the query, click on county name. In the fields box, click on the equal sign, then click on then in the values box, which is over here, click on all, And we'll give us all the county names. We are looking for Los Angeles. You could also scroll down and search for it. We are also looking for, we're going to, number 15 on page 216, we're going to click the OR Boolean operator, because we're looking for the county that starts with, its name is Los Angeles, or the county that's name is San Diego, or the county name equals Orange. So in this query, we're asking just to identify 3 specific counties that we know the names for. This is where it's important that you're using the field selector, the operator button. You want to check that you have an equal sign between each of your county name and then the county itself, as well as you need the 2 OR connectors. Because we don't want to use AND here, because then we would be looking for counties that have names Los Angeles and San Diego and Orange, and none of our counties have those 3 names. So the OR is what we're looking for. So when you click OK, you're not left with those 3 counties. This is when you want to go back and check your query to make sure you've got the equal sign, that you've county name each time following the OR equals that county. So make sure it matches exactly. Okay, let's get out of here. On page 217, number 20, we can look at the attribute table. And we can see we have 3 counties selected, the ones that we wanted. You can see the attribute table will be filtered to only the 3 corresponding records for the counties that we queried. So then in question 6.4, it asks, what is the total combined population of these 3 counties in 2010? So we scroll over to our 2010 population. And we have our 3 county populations here. We can click on the field calculator, and we can go to the aggregates. And for the sum, so we want let me see. Okay, so you could just add all 3 together. You can also go to field calculator. And this is just creating a virtual field, and we'll see a preview of the value too, but we can say pop counties, and we want to find our sum, and we want to set the sum to our field, top 2010, and it will sum the ones that we have selected. And it's telling us that that sum is about 15 million people, and we can check that in our calculator, our regular calculator. Let's get the calculator open. 3 million. Oops, hang on. 3 0 1 0 2 3 2 plus 3 0 9 5 3 1 3 plus 9 8 186. Yep, so we get that 15,924,150 for the population for the 3 counties. All right, from here, I'm gonna jump to a different video